had decided to make some truth serum.
Yeah, so we could confront Deacon FontainBleau.
Right, because you kind of felt like Deacon FontainBleau might be the person who is behind all of the shenanigans.
So much shenanigans.
You had taken Hera to the Mrs. Brown's brownstone. And the Autumn Knight was going to provide bodyguards to make sure she was okay. And, we found out Miranda can make holy water.
Nice.
And probably even bless bullets, though she's never really done that before. And I think that was where we were. Oh, and you can pick up the van at 2 p.m. from the impound yard of the police department. It had not been impounded, but they were going to pick it up and keep it there for you in case somebody was watching the van was a big thing. So, all right, you're at Autumn Park. It's about probably 1 in the afternoon. You're in Volt's car, and you're trying to figure out what to do next. So
I think it's actually like 2:30, almost.
Was it
3
2:30
at this point?
Okay, maybe.
Because I want to say that was the last thing you said. I remembered asking you. You said it would take about an hour to make the true serum thing. And I was
You're correct. You're correct. So it's around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So you could go get the van. It should be down at the police
Do we
department.
want to go ahead and get the van just to you?
Also, before we start, 2 things. You literally saying that we saw horses with too many legs has been stuck in my head for the entire week. I don't know why. I'm literally at work in the middle of making sure people get paid, and I'm just sitting there thinking like a horse with like 6 or 8 legs. And it's like,
we know Odin's horse Sleipnir had like 8.
Right.
Yeah.
And second, knowing that Miranda can actually make holy water.
Yeah. Well,
for some reason, the only thing I could think of for a good while after that was just like her with like a little pail of holy water, and like the little priest.
Yeah. The
thing. I just imagine just like weaponized holy water at that point. Just
That's about to be the most lethal water balloon fight of all time.
Right. Especially for vampires and demons, right? Or
I was thinking
either that
more
or super
like
soakers.
the big,
Super soakers.
super soakers,
Well, you remember they did that in Lost Boys,
Take
right?
this.
They actually they put garlic and holy water in the bathtub, and then they filled up the super soakers, and it worked actually quite well.
Constantine with the fire.
Right,
thing.
with the
like, they put the cross in there.
blessed cross in there. Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to try to go get the van real quick, or
I think we should.
What was your sense of its condition whenever we left it last?
See, that's the thing. I wasn't on the outside,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
I
just
was
mean
leaning
like
out the back, but I don't
didn't
think
you
I
try to
ever
like
cracked
back
any
it
doors.
up? Was it? It was running.
I
It was just.
I don't think I
cosmetic
even
damage,
had the
right?
opportunity to try back it up.
Okay, so we don't.
I
know
want to
if it's
say
just
that
cosmetic.
it happened, and then it was him rounding the corner,
right?
And before he actually opened the door, it was we're out.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about that though. It was an old van, all metal, and so probably you're going to have to replace the bumper.
Yes.
And maybe make sure that the alignment is still true.
You also said that I probably wasn't going too fast. You said that I was probably going
we
like
had another
maybe
15,
15
20,
or 20.
So,
and
Yeah, I think it just hit like a car, like the
car.
corner of it. Was
So
and we weren't
if we're
going that
just-
fast because we couldn't see anything.
Right,
We're
right.
just dealing with cosmetic drive. I was
Right.
just making sure we can actually drive it off. The
Well,
road.
assuming Archie Leon didn't get angry since you escaped.
Decide to wreck it.
we go out there and like he literally the entire van's fine, but he's drawn mustaches on everything.
With
Would
permanent
make me
markers.
so
Permanent marker. He used a paint pen.
That's just he scratched mustaches on everybody with a key. It's on. It's war now.
Miranda has like an eye patch now.
That would be. Oh man, I tell you what, that would
we
be
need all the
seriously
weapons,
bad.
every single
Yeah,
one.
it would be seriously
Have you
bad.
seen the mustaches?
So, going to get the van then at the impound yard? Sure. Okay. You head down to the police department. Remember, Captain Johnson told you to just tell him that it was your van and stuff like that. You go up to you can see fenced in, there's a bunch of cars in this impound yard, and you look around. Sure enough, there's the van. It doesn't look like there's been any damage done to it that you can tell. Walk up to the little, guard shack looking thing where there's a guy there, and it's a young man, looks like he's probably in his 20s, kind of dark skinned, closely cut hair. He's wearing what looks like a black uniform, like maybe a police uniform, and he's got a badge that says Benjamin.
How do we get here? We just all piled
His
up.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're in this car.
Everybody can fit there, especially with Hera not being there.
So, on the way there, I kind of feel like we need to at least have an idea. You know FontainBleau more than any of us. Do you have any idea on like what the?
How to get him to drink it?
I mean,
Does FontainBleau
drinks
drink
tea.
beer?
He does drink beer too.
Remember, in a TV series, the way they would check to see if you were demonic is they'd hand you a beer that had holy water in it.
Not a bad idea.
We're planning to meet him at the church, so I don't know
have
if
we
he'll drink
have we
on
already
church ground.
talked about? Like, have we already like reached out to him?
No,
Like, we
No,
haven't done any of that. Like,
no,
we're
we're
just
just
showing up,
talking
about
right?
it.
That was the.
I think that any tip off we give him is going to put us at a
Yeah.
disadvantage. Bad comes to worse, I'm just going to force him to drink it.
hold him down. Hold his nose, right?
I mean, you know,
Too
I'm
easy.
just going to be like, look, you know,
I was just trying to see if we actually had a idea. I won't say a plan. If we at least had an idea going
well,
into this.
our two
You know what
options
I
are
mean.
to try to.
All of our plans have been approved. What do you mean?
Yes, they have
They've
been.
gone
Until
perfectly.
the certain point where they're
Still
not.
alive?
Until throw it out, ready, right away.
All
We
the
know.
plans have worked until they haven't. Yes,
Well, the
that's right.
last one technically didn't run away. He was just enjoying
true.
the music.
I was really
He
trying to run away.
you were-
Yes.
Copacabana in the car.
Yeah.
Also,
Our two basic options are trick him into drinking it or make him
Is
drink
he
it.
like a wine
Yeah.
connoisseur or anything like that?
I mean, he
You
drinks-
know,
He
But
drinks
I don't
tea and he
think-
drinks beer. You've never
Tea
really
and
seen
beer.
him drink anything else. A couple times you've met him at a bar and talked to him about stuff, and he drinks beer. So you don't know other than that.
Yeah, other than communion, I don't think I've ever seen.
Well, he
him
must
wine.
drink wine then, but so yeah.
Picnic. Who
all
won?
right. I just want to like throw that like on the table. Have,
Did you
What do you
flavor
think about
the truth serum? Is it like,
oh, absolutely not. No,
Okay.
this is.
Well, when you make potions, you have to have 5 things generally that kind of lean into truth. So what tactile sense would cause you to want to tell the truth, and what
Could you
smell
like
would want.
colors then?
Soap and water.
Like colors are associated.
Right, like what
Water.
visuals or thing.
100 proof
Like
Everclear.
blue is true or something.
Right. Well,
All the
so yeah,
alcohol.
probably the potion is blue because it's true blue. That's that's a good one. But probably it has something like Everclear in it because that when you drink too much, you're gonna
Yeah.
tell everybody. Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, it's.
yeah. So stuff like that. I mean, I remember when Harry made the.
Did I actually intentionally flavor it? No, not at all. Does it have a flavor? It does.
He does. Not
But
necessarily a
it's-
good one. Yeah.
It has its own unique.
Yeah. And it's probably blue. Exactly. So.
It's smooth. It's real smooth.
Yeah. Right.
But us actually showing up there and seeing the van and seeing that it seems relatively unharmed and whatnot, I do want to go ahead and say that you're, from what I remember, you're actually pretty good at the divination stuff, right?
Yes, she is. She is.
Like your little
Oh, yeah.
wiretap,
Yes. Oh, yeah.
ear,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff. What is there like a way you could see if maybe they put a thing here?
A spell
Yeah, I
on it or
should be
something
able
like
to see
that.
that. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's
idea. Yeah.
So you're doing something like detect magic, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
like-
help you in any way I can, but I feel like this is your area of expertise. It's not really mine.
Well, now, if you were going to try and check and see if there were a spell on it, the way you would do it is grab a piece of chalk, draw a circle around it, and then that would cut any spell that was attached to it, and then you wouldn't have to worry about letting someone know that you're mucking about with it.
okay.
And then you could do something like a detect magic spell or something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I'll whip out my handy dandy chocolate.
Well, okay. So
Oh,
are you,
yeah,
hold on. You're
before
not
we
even
do
in
that,
yet.
we actually need to talk to him.
Yeah, you need to talk to the guy in the guard shack.
It's literally just one of those like thoughts I had. I was like, oh, this might be a.
Well, I'm still gonna locate it so I know where it is. So I'm not standing around.
It doesn't matter. It's like you just going up to them, chalk in hands. We're here for the van.
So
Yeah.
I'll just walk up to
sure.
We
Benjamin.
could.
Yes. You have rapport, I believe, pretty well. Don't
Yes.
you? Yeah.
I'm like,
He looks at you and says, "Hi. You going to pick up a vehicle?"
yes, I contacted
Name?
Captain Johnson, Miranda Gagnon.
Oh, yeah. Captain Johnson said something about you were going to be here to pick up your van. There is a $100 fee for towing, but other than that, there's no other problems. You haven't been ticketed or caused any things like that. And we removed the orange sticker from it because those are sometimes really hard to get off. So yeah, $100.
Technically, I'm
Do
the
you
one
want to
who
play
did this,
cash?
So I think this
check?
is probably cash. That's
Yeah, either one. Okay, so you hand him $100. I mean, you guys have
Rent's
more
got
money.
diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
I can't break this.
I have a sock full of gemstones.
Yeah, right.
Because it'd be like,
Is this real?
a sock full of holy gemstones.
We could have bought the library.
kind of sap.
So you hand him $100. He goes through, he fills out the little thing, hands you a receipt, so that you make sure that it's on the up and up. He says the keys were not in it, so I assume you have the keys with you. You do. You probably. took them
I
out
was
of
gonna say
You
he was
probably
driving, so
Yeah, you probably have the keys in your pocket somewhere. So he kind of hits a button, the gate rolls back, it's automated on a motor, rolls back, you step inside. There's bunches of cars. Head towards the van. Okay. Once you get inside, you hear, and the little gate rolls back out. You notice the top of the
Now we're
gate.
trapped.
Yeah, you are actually.
I was
You
tempted
notice.
to say, no, let's car shop while we're here.
Yeah,
before we
no,
get the van.
no, they're not gonna let you.
Ooh, that
know.
looks
The
nice.
fence has razor wire across the top of it, by the way, so it's pretty well protected because you don't want people coming in and stealing cars.
Yeah.
So you head towards the van. You're gonna set up your divination circle with your chalk.
Yep.
All right. How much? Okay, so you're gonna check and see if there's a spell attached to it. That's just kind of a basic detection spell. Doesn't need to last very long. Probably 2 points of power. So go ahead and I'm not even making a roll for that. It's too easy to do. All right. So you walk around with your chalk. You circle the van. You prick your finger, put a little blood into it to kind of seal the circle. You're looking at the van. It doesn't seem to be sending any warning bells off to you. Yeah, you think it's clean. Doesn't seem to be any spells attached.
Okay. So it looks to be clean.
You gonna break the circle?
Yeah.
Okay, you break the circle. Head over to it. Van looks okay. Doesn't seem to be. I mean it looks like actually the right front quarter panel, right near the wheel, has got a pretty good dent in it, and the bumper on that side is kind of hanging a little sideways, and it's got a good dent in it. It's kind of scraped, but it's not going to be that bad to fix.
Are there any additions, like physically or anything like that to it? Anything that's here that wasn't here before?
Give me an actually give me an alertness check if you want to make sure.
I can do that.
is my rope still here?
Your rope. You gotta look.
We get here.
Whoops.
We look around. No magic detected anywhere.
Yeah, it looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
Wow. No, you don't think there's anything untowards. You don't see any bombs or bugs or anything like that. No, it looks clear.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that
it be?
was a good way to start the night.
Never mind. I was just thinking it'd be funny if we could somehow, Darwin could attach some kind of like hoses around the van that we could put the holy water in, so we could just squirt the holy water onto evil things as they attach themselves to
I think
it.
you ought to just lean out the back of the van and have what Pintle mounted, one of a water cannons. That'd be hard enough to knock people off their feet, right?
Yeah.
It was in the Buffy the Vampire. Oh no, it was Angel where they had that big pickup truck mounted stake thrower.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
That was
That guy I forget the name of the guy who actually used it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, digress. So you get the van started up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's just like part of me that's
away from, yeah.
there's just part of me like whenever we're talking about like is there any additions to it, anything that we're missing and whatnot, and like look at the bad roll and I was like, yeah, no, everything seems fine. We get all the way to the house and we just kind of like go open the back door like there's a spoiler on it.
Right.
There's a large black man sitting in the driver's seat. He's painted the entire van black with a red stripe down the side. And he goes, I pity the fool who tried to take... Oh, we got the wrong van, folks. Whoops. Sorry, man. Apologize.
Yeah, we'll
Black
go
vans.
and turn it on though.
All right. You go and start it up. Seems like it runs fine. No weird lights come on. Doesn't explode. That's always a plus. Yeah. You're thinking you're okay.
How much gas do we have?
It's got about 1/4 of a tank. It's an older van. It doesn't have
Seems
real
about
good.
right.
Yeah. Probably gets about 10, 12 miles to the gallon.
I just imagine, like, you know, we actually have things like empty, like, they took the gas.
I'm just so petty.
94, baby.
Yeah, but it seems okay. Yeah.
Then I guess we'll maneuver back out towards our little exit there.
Okay. You pull up to the gate. The whirls out of the way. You pull out onto the main street. You're following, I guess, behind in your car. Where are you headed now?
Good question. Where are we heading now?
You can find a body shop for your van.
Is it necessary? Because doesn't body work take
I
a
mean,
while?
I have
Van.
What?
I have a guy.
We can
but
drop it off.
I feel like we could do that later, right?
Okay, that's
What-
true.
What time
It's
is
very
it now?
drivable. It's probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it didn't take us too long to do this then.
Yeah. It's drivable. It's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
So-
See if you're having trouble. No.
Show of hands. Who wants to try to?
You knew that was going to happen.
I hate to keep that proof. All right. After I ask this question,
Oh wait,
vote
no,
on
sorry.
it by showing your hand.
I appreciate
Do
your
we
adult
think-
here, man.
Chuck's the adult.
I'm just gonna babysit.
Ingrid's kids. Remember? Sorry.
Do we
That's what I was
think
thinking
that we want to go at the sneaky route, and then go the
That's
fourth?
worked so well in the
You're not
past.
exactly good at that.
I'm sorry. No, I take that back.
It's
The
really-
Geotronic strike was very well pulled off and went
That's true.
very
That's true.
smoothly. So I take that back. Your
Wait,
Geotronic.
are you talking about like the second half
the
of it? or
one where you
first
actually
half?
tunneled in? That,
Yeah.
that
Oh
one-
yeah,
that was
Second
like
half.
clockwork. Yeah, it was
The
beautiful.
first half was
It was a
Oh.
beautiful
That's okay.
thing.
I
Yeah.
thought the silent op at the warehouse went well too.
Yeah, that was smooth. like
Not
butter.
for lack of trying on our part.
Yeah. The acetylene tank blowing up was very silent. Yeah.
it happened all the time.
Yeah. Well, you
Me
know,
trying to
that's-
make a distraction and
That's
just.
right.
Oh,
Good.
whoops.
Poor Swift. Don't think he'll ever be
I don't think we should
Bother
try
with
to
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Just literally
straightforward.
at this point, it's literally just us going in there and like, hey, we think this,
Yeah.
and he can say his piece or whatnot, but we're going to find out what we need.
I agree.
So
I
we're
understand.
abandoning
Do you want to pre-like?
serum?
Do you want
No,
to pre?
we're still on.
We're
Okay.
gonna do the truth serum. It's just what the question was whether or not we try to trick him into drinking it or we just confront him.
You just want to pre-lace the drinks?
You bring a 6-pack of beer,
I think we. I mean, you know.
a 6-pack of Coke.
Or we'll bring like a glass
just
decanter.
imagining-
I think I'm
Something
just
nice.
we just sit down with them and go, this is what we think, and here you go.
Yeah.
We're either
That's it.
doing this the easy
I mean-
way or the hard way.
Or,
Yeah.
or we
And
could
then-
just ask him first, and then if he's like
Yeah.
our insight checks or whatever it is, don't.
Your rapport checks or deception checks or
Yeah,
whatever.
and like we're getting
Yeah.
like some red flags, then we
Yeah.
force him to drink.
Yeah.
it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
we
I like
bring-
that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go
I mean,
directly to violence, but
Yeah, no,
I'm okay
it's-
with a direct.
Why not? I mean,
Direct-
oh yes, of course. You're right. Yes, you know.
Well, so it's truth ground.
Sorry, guys.
That's
Why
directly
not?
to the- That's directly the
Calm down.
violence playlist.
Sorry.
The Doom,
Doing this
the
again,
Doom
hold on.
soundtrack just starts playing.
Right.
Demons.
Hold
This
on.
is getting serious. But no, like
There he goes.
look, we've done enough stuff with them that at this point, no, it's like, hey, look, we've noticed these things. This stuff seems to make sense to us. You know, are you working with them? You know, just
Yeah.
point blank ask them, and they just be like, this is a truth serum. You know, like one of us could take the thing too or whatnot. I mean, there should be enough for and just
I'm just thinking of the hilarity.
I know.
Yeah,
Just
I
like-
know. I'm down for it. Anyways.
Professional.
But literally just like one of those things where it's like,
I love
this is your opportunity, you know, prove whatever, you know, it's if
Yeah, I
he's
mean-
if he's firmly against it,
It reminds me of the
That's
scene
suspect.
when Jason
Yeah.
Then we
Momoa's
hold him
character
down and force him
Aquaman
to
is
drink
sitting
it.
on the
no.
lariat. Was it Wonder Woman's lariat in the non-Zack Snyder version? And he starts saying all this stuff, and we're gonna probably all die. And man, you are really hot. And
Yes.
I'm sitting on the lasso, aren't I? Yes, you are. Right. Ignore all of that. It's so funny.
Ignore all of that truth I just
Yeah.
said.
All right.
All
so-
right. Yeah, I'm down with the direct path.
Okay. Heading to St. Louis Cathedral? Okay. You pile into the van. Well, you've already piled into the van. You head towards Jackson Square, find somewhere to park, and then head to St. Louis Cathedral. It's bright and sunny day. It's probably a little grayer, not quite so sunny because it is January, and it's also a bit chilly. So, you're probably bundled up a little bit, and you're heading towards the St. Louis Cathedral. Get to the door, go into kind of the antechamber, the entrance area. There's also, remember, over to the left, a little souvenir shop. Go straight through into the St. Louis Cathedral. And again, you're once again struck by the absolute beauty of this old cathedral. You remember Deacon FontainBleu's offices are down a doorway to the left. So you head towards this little kind of a nondescript door. It says private on it. Step into the hallway. There's 3 sets of doors on the right, 3 sets on the left, and Deacon FontainBleu's is like the second door on the left. You head down to the second door on the left. What are you going to do? Kick the door in, knock on the door? What are you thinking here?
I'm just gonna knock.
Question: going into this little area here, are there like nameplates like on the doors or anything, or is this just like
just red doors is all it is.
Just nondescript?
Right. Now, Jody. That being said, because and probably most of the wizards, it's a public area. Because you have not been invited inside, you're going to have to overcome the threshold anytime you want to cast a spell. That goes for anybody who's a spellcaster. So just to let you know.
Doesn't God invite everyone into
Well, see, that's the thing. And this is an operating cathedral, but yeah, I think still you would not be able to. It would be very hard to do spells here. The threshold's probably
The important thing, though, is although God welcomes all, it's rude to do bad things.
Yeah, that's right. No spells aside. Trafficking with the evil powers
No
of darkness.
throwing ball in the house.
That's right. You head down there, knock on the door. You hear a faint come in from the other side.
Alright, open the door.
Deacon FontainBleau is sitting behind his desk. He seems to be working on something, and he looks and says, "Oh, Miranda, come in. I see you brought your friends with you. Come on in. I don't have enough chairs, but I assume you can find somewhere to lean or perch. There's actually like 2 chairs in there, so there's not very many." He says, "Can I offer you something to drink? Or anything?"
We're actually here to offer you something to drink.
He looks very, very puzzled, and he says, "I'm not sure I understand."
I'll take one of the seats in front of his desk.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like I'll start to take the other seat and like, oh, wait, no, you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You sit down. Yeah. Did something like that the other day at school. I had all the juniors in my classroom. There's like 40 juniors and like 25 seats, and so a bunch of the girls were sitting on the ground, and they were working on some stuff for their escape room. And I looked at them and I said, I know we're progressive and in this progressive age, and the sisters are doing it for themselves. So don't get me wrong. I said, but when I grew up, a young man gave his chair to a young lady. And it was funny because they got up to move around and get their groups together. And it was really funny because that was all I said. Every single girl had a chair, and the boys were standing and sitting after that. I was like, you guys are class acts. I didn't have to yell at anybody or anything. I just made the suggestion, and they said, you're right. It was really cute. Anyway, I digress. But it was very, very cute. So yeah, you sit down. The 3 gentlemen are standing, right? Mm-hmm. Doing this behind everybody. Okay. And what are you going to do, Miranda?
More like hands in my pockets. You just never know what to do with my hands.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot straight with you, Deacon.
I think it's the best thing.
So there you go. Yeah. Anyway.
We've come up against a couple of obstacles lately,
Oh.
and it's getting bad.
Oh. What kind of obstacles?
Well, the thing is, I think you may already know.
Well, I know that the sword of the cross that you had been shattered. Mm-hmm. Right. So something besides that.
Besides that,
mm-hmm.
I had half my face melted off by a Denarian.
I saw that by a Denarian. His eyes get really big, and he says, "We have blackened Denarians in town. Everybody needs to make an empathy check." Okay.
I have no empathy.
-3.
This is quite different from my normal self.
Miranda's not feeling very empathetic right
I
now.
have a 2.
Yeah, well, burned. Yeah.
+3.
What?
1.
Plus
So 3, 2. Okay. Yeah, you get the feeling he's on the up and up with this one. He does not seem to be lying. Body language, he looks genuinely surprised, and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, okay, maybe he didn't know the Denarians were in town. At least that's what you think, okay? Anyway, you continue.
And Gabrielle Beaumont's missing.
Right. I still haven't been able to find Gabriel. I've called him several times, went by his house, but yeah, he's not there. I don't know.
And Hera was taken again.
Oh, right. Well, I knew she had been taken. The police were involved, but yeah, right. I knew she was gone. Wow. I'll tell you what. We may have to move her to another home, another foster home, because I don't know. He says, I don't want to put anybody's family in danger, but she needs to be somewhere safe.
Wouldn't we have to recover her first to do that?
Right. Well, I mean, I know you guys will. He says, but yeah, wow, poor girl.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't feel that I can trust you right now.
He says, Miranda, what have I ever done to cause you not to trust me?
Nothing. Which is why this is hard. But I would feel better if we had this conversation after we had a drink. Darwin?
And I produced this little vial of blue
He says,
see-through liquid.
What is that?
It's a little glass vial.
This
Full of blue see-through
little glass
liquid.
vial.
I couldn't help it.
As I drink Coke, I'm like, little glass vial.
You saying that? I was quizzing people at the end of work today on where their pumps were.
Oh yeah.
Ever since I found out that some people didn't know where that only pump in 12th plant was, and that infuriated me. But anyways, so we were sitting there and I was quizzing about stuff, and this one guy, every time I looked down, was like, "Where is 2498?" And then he'd go, "In 24 plant." And I'm like,
Nice.
"Yeah."
You're not wrong.
"Where's pump 1140? In 11 plant." All right, I see where this is going. I was like,
Smart ass. You're fired. People that smart shouldn't work for me. But yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This is just to make sure. I think that the stakes are too high to leave it up to chance.
So what is this blue liquid gonna
He's
do?
probably thinking
This
he's
is a
gonna
truth
die.
potion, and I
Yeah.
promise you it's not dangerous. I'm going to take it with you.
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Miranda, I'm just not sure how I feel about this. I just somebody brings me some kind of weird blue liquid I've never seen before, and you want me to drink it." He says, "I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I can do that."
Because you don't trust what's in there, or because you have something to hide?
Well, no, because I don't know what's in there.
Well, I'm going to drink it too.
Okay,
drink
well,
it first.
I have to insist that you go first then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll.
Uncork the vial. You probably have 2 or 3 doses of it, yeah. So you hand her a vial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it.
It's got this weird kind of burny flavor. You think there must be some kind of alcohol in it. You take a drink of it. Yeah, just a touch.
Good thing
and
I already fell off the wagon.
yeah, right. There's kind of a little tingling sensation that starts in your chest, and it kind of works its way up, and it kind of makes your scalp itch, and then it kind of goes away. And and you don't feel really that different. Okay.
That was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. She's telling the truth. It worked. Deacon FontainBleau kind of looks at you and he says, "Okay, I'll take the other one then." And he pops the cork and takes a drink of it, and he kind of looks, "Oh, that is vile." And he little glass vial. Anyway, so he puts the vial back on the table and he says, "Oh," and he kind of does this. He goes, "Oh, that feels weird. Oh, well, at least it went away. Ugh.
We'll
Is
bring
that-
orange juice next time.
Yeah, right. Mix it with something. So yeah, he says, "Is it supposed to do that?"
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, do you know what happened to Gabriel Beaumont?
You said that he was shot, right? And I haven't seen him. Again, tried to find him. I did go by his house and saw that one of the windows was broken, but I didn't go inside because I wasn't sure who was in there.
No. Do you know what happened to Gabriel Beaumont?
He got shot, right? I think that's it. But I don't think he's dead because you had told me he had fled.
Do you know where he is right now?
No, I don't know. I've been trying to find him.
Are you working with the Black and Denarians?
Of course not. No, I would never work with those evil demons.
Have you
You are-
told anybody else about any of the stuff that we were doing here besides?
You mean like with Hera? Well, of course we had to go through the church, so several people knew where Hera was
But
placed.
who all have you told?
Let's see. One of the other deacons here helped me, put me in touch with the person who is the foster care people, but I don't think they knew it was for Hera. Of course, I've had to clear all of this with the ArchBishop, and so I can't think of. I mean, I haven't been really terribly secretive about it, though, so there might have been someone who heard it while I was on the phone, or possibly talking to the ArchBishop, or talking to one of the other deacons. So, you know.
I'm sorry, I can't read.
I can't either.
Saying the bank stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Do you know anything about our finances?
Well, of course I do. You called me so I could help you set things up in the bank.
Yeah,
What about the-
we had a mole.
Wait, in your finances?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone leaked our finances and are threatening us
To
because
who?
they know about it.
Who did they? Did,
We got bank statements at the Devanese. They know what we're.
so they gave the information to the Devanese?
You're not answering
Or somebody.
questions. You're just sort of repeating what we're saying.
Well, so no, I didn't know about your. I mean, I knew that you had found. And he looks around. And he goes, "The treasure." That's why I set you up with my friend at the bank.
Yes, but do you
Um,
know anything about the person who's been spying on us?
No, I didn't know that there was. So wait, somebody's spying on you? What? I mean, you just told me about the bank statements, but somebody's been spying on you? Do you know who it is?
I have a strange thought, but I don't.
Oh
It's
dear.
probably it's probably way wrong.
Hey, have
we ever
Now would be the-
considered Gabriel Beaumont? I mean, he's done all this stuff and he's been hurt and all this other thing, but he's disappeared and no one knows where he is. And he's also been just as involved as.
I don't.
So we have some weird things happening. First, we have Hera went missing.
Right.
So that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
The next thing was Gabriel Beaumont was pretty much ambushed.
Right.
So who knew he was going there? And so we have a mole somewhere.
Well, where was he shot?
The thing is, he was shot at this other location, but after I called you and told you about him being shot, then he went home,
Mm-hmm.
and you were the last person, admittedly, over there before he disappeared.
Well, no, I never saw him. He said, when I got off the phone with you, I immediately jumped in my car to drive over there, but he wasn't there when I got there.
Did you tell anybody about him being shot?
Oh, no, of course not. Because Gabriel is a good friend of mine. We've known each other a long time. When the Denarians attacked before, he was the one who was able to chase off Nicodemus. So he's our first line of defense against the Denarians. This isn't the first time they've attacked us.
Are we?
They want what's in our reliquary. They want the 3 coins that are down there.
No.
Are they still there?
Last time I checked.
Whose head
When was that?
Probably when I went down and put the staff down for you.
That's been a while.
Yeah, it's been probably 2 or 3 months.
Hey,
Real quick.
Miranda?
Beaumont.
Who got decapitated by Nicodemus?
That was
Sidney St. Clair?
Sidney St. Clair. Yeah, yeah.
Are we sure this is working?
Oh,
Have you tried to tell
really
a lie?
don't know.
I'll say. Oh, yeah. You want to say?
I try to
something?
tell a lie.
No, you can't. It
Okay.
seems to be okay. Actually, hold on. Make a conviction roll. Okay.
So that's a 8.
Ooh. Okay. You're almost able to throw off the potion, but no, it still holds you in check. You have to beat an 8, is what it is. So yeah, it's pretty strong. So you're right on the edge. You're like, I think I could. The sky's blue. Almost.
Periwinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as you know, it's
purple at certain times of the day. Oh man,
It's hard to do, yeah. But you know, he is a deacon, which means his conviction may be as high as yours. So you don't know.
So we don't know.
Yeah. Everybody can give me another round of empathy checks if you would like. Brenda, since you've been talking to them, I'm going to let you do rapport instead, okay?
I also got
Okay. 5.
Okay. Three. No. Okay. You're pretty sure that he is telling the truth. I mean, granted, you know, watching somebody's body language is not foolproof, but you're
Right.
pretty sure he's just as surprised by you as any of you are about all this stuff. Yeah. You get the feeling he's on the up and up. He says, you know, maybe we should check on the coins, though. That's not a bad idea.
It isn't.
Yeah. Because we're just trying to figure out
Well, let's.
why they're always a step ahead.
Right.
ahead
Well,
of us.
yeah, right.
And
Like
please
Gabriel
understand.
Gabriel placed Tara,
hmm
right?
Right.
No,
But a bunch
we
of people
did.
knew where
At the
church.
she was going.
I thought
Well,
No, we did.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Deacon
Well,
FontainBleau
well,
placed it.
not Gabriel. FontainBleau.
Yeah.
He's the one who set up who the family was. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he
I
did.
didn't think
Did
Gabriel,
Gabriel know
knew.
the family?
Probably not. I mean, you don't know.
So
I mean,
the thing with Gabriel and his phone being on the couch,
Right. It was shattered. Right.
was that because he didn't want to be tracked?
No, it was because remember he was attacked. The ghost told you guys that this big black obsidian-looking
Forgetting
person with
everything.
a
Jesus.
with
Okay.
a scorpion tail attacked him.
Gabe,
Yeah.
I feel like Gabe was pretty clear.
I mean, I feel like he wouldn't have given me this
Yeah.
if.
Yeah.
You're right.
He was working
I'm just trying
against
to
me.
figure out
Oh,
who-
what do you have the spear with you?
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Oh, do you mind if I look at that?"
Sure.
And he comes around the desk and looks at it, and he goes, "This is the spear, not the spear of destiny like you see in all these campy movies. The real spear of destiny that was used to pierce Christ's side would have been a simple Roman pilum." And that's when you realize that what it is it's a simple leaf-bladed spear, and that somebody at some point welded a crossbar across it so that people wouldn't slide up on it. And he goes, "Wow, where did you get this?"
Gabriel.
Gabriel had the spear of destiny.
Yeah, is that a big deal?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is like one of the.
sort of across forever.
Yeah, I mean, this is like.
I had a 4th sword of the cross.
He says this is like one of the most holy relics in the world. I mean, it pierced the side of our Lord and Savior. I mean, it's touched the blood of Christ. If you will, it killed a god. So, I mean, he came back, obviously. But
better.
yeah, he got better.
Oh.
But he goes, but you know, this is a weapon of
were you thinking like some other guy?
Odin went
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he says, you know, a lot of people think that the spear is actually much older than that the spear has existed since the time of the Vikings and was actually thought to be Odin's spear. But you know, we really didn't keep written records very well back then, so nobody really knows. But it's an object of immense power.
Can I show him the pictures of the book that we took pictures of in the
Sure.
Never Never?
You grab the phone and he starts looking at it and he says, "Huh? You know, I think I remember seeing this book once. Oh man, years ago they talked about, maybe I didn't see it, they talked about a book that talked about the blackened Denarians. And it was destroyed in a fire at the Vatican years ago. Where did you find this?
Oh, in an alternate dimension.
Okay.
That was her second hit of true personality.
Alternate dimension.
Alternate dimension. Yeah. He goes,
Just drinking it poorly enough guys now.
It's got alcohol. Yeah. He goes.
oh God.
Yeah. He says, "Wow. That's amazing. I mean, this book is, like I said, it's lost. Wow. Could you send these pictures to me?"
Sure.
He's like, "I would love to get a chance to look through and read this book. It might give us an edge or something over the Blackened Denarians."
I'm going to step
It's
away just in case.
probably dangerous information to have, but if you're willing to assume that risk, I'll send it to you.
It's our buddy upstairs. Yeah.
We should go check on those coins though.
Yeah, let's do that. He reaches behind his desk and he grabs this big iron key ring, with a bunch of the old-fashioned kind of keys on it. He heads back to the main area of the cathedral, and then behind the altar where you remember the reliquary was. He finds the little door, puts the key in. There's the little thing he pushes to slide it out of the way so he can do the key. And you immediately go down the stairs into the. It looks like it should be like catacombs where there's burial places, but nobody's buried in the St. Louis Cathedral anymore. He takes you kind of through the maze of pillars to the little door that's over there and opens it. And sure enough, there's that altar sitting there. There's what looks like pieces of the true cross and things like that. And then there was the little iron or the lead-lined box that was sitting on top. It was wrapped up in a cloth that had a cross that was embroidered onto it. You also see the staff, the one from Suleiman's staff. And then, it looks like everything's there.
Wait, do we physically see the coins? Or
No,
just
they're in the little box.
Can you open the box just to make sure they're in there?
Sure. He goes up and
What's in
he
the box?
kind of crosses himself real quick, and he quickly says Our Father, because these are pretty evil coins, and he opens it and he opens the box and it's empty.
Mm.
And he says, I have no words.
Y'all run a tight ship.
Well, there's only 2 or 3 people that have keys to this. The reliquary. Me, the Archbishop, and I think that's it. Maybe just us 2. There may be a key that you could for one of the groundskeepers, but I think you'd have to get that from the Archbishop himself. I said, so it's just me and the Archbishop and the extra set of keys. He said, that's it.
So are we
Where's
now going to
Archbishop?
suspect the Archbishop?
I don't know.
Have you ever met the Archbishop?
Yes, if you remember, he was the one who actually performed the ceremony for you guys before you went to
Oh yeah. With the cops.
the St. Louis number 1 cemetery. Yeah.
Earlier, whenever we were asking him questions, didn't he say that the only people he had talked to was the Archbishop
And some other deacon dude.
Yeah, one of the deacons.
What was the other deacon that you spoke to? Do you remember who that is?
It was Deacon Smith,
Okay.
John Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
The
there
Master Chief.
any way that his mind has been scrubbed of any pertinent information by someone who doesn't want us questioning him?
Yes, you can muck around in people's brains, but the problem with it is if you actually force people to no longer remember stuff like that, it really messes with their head. You would probably be able to tell that something
something's wrong.
wasn't right. In fact, Jody kind of, as a wizard, could probably tell that, hey, somebody's been messing around with his memory. So and when you start, that's one of the reasons why one of the laws of magic is you don't mess with people's heads, because when you do, you cause lots of other problems, psychoses, all kinds of, split personality stuff, crazy stuff happens to their heads.
I'm not gonna lie, split personality was one of the things I was thinking of. I was like, what are the chances that this is a personality that has no idea about any of this stuff going on?
Yeah.
Whenever you've spoken to Deacon FontainBleau, he has not seemed to have multiple personalities. Now, okay, so there you go. I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than that. Yeah.
Very Moon Knight of him. We'll see.
Never could get into that.
His other personalities.
I did
Gabrielle
like it,
Beaumont.
yes.
So he's pretty surprised that the coin's gone. Now, ironically enough, there were 3 coins in there, and you ran into 2 Denarians and then
And they're
Nicodemus.
trying to
Yeah,
and they're trying to care of.
right. Because there was the fiery lady, there was the stars lady, and Nicodemus. Yeah.
What are the chances of getting the Archbishop?
Pretty good right
Drink
now.
the
I
serum.
He says,
So-
"Well, would you like me to see if we can find the Archbishop?"
mean.
Yes. Quick question about the coins. Are the coins specific to a demon?
Yes.
And were the coins that we had for Nicodemus, Lashiel, and Vanthiel?
One of them was definitely not for Nicodemus because Nicodemus has just been out and about.
Oh, he doesn't
constantly.
have a coin.
He says, "Well, okay. The symbols of the demons are actually on their coins. They're scratched in there, and actually, yes, those were 2 of the coins. The 3rd coin was Ordial. No, I'm sorry. I said Lashiel. Who'd you say the other one?
Verthiel?
Varthiel.
Varthiel, yeah.
Yeah. And then Ordial was the other one.
So that's one that's unaccounted for. What do we know about the Ordial demon?
I don't know. I've never seen them. To actually interact would require to touch the coins, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah, not a good idea.
That's a good way to lose your soul. So yeah, I haven't ever touched the coins or interacted with the demons at all. The only one I've actually ever met is Nicodemus, and that was 10 years ago when he came to New Orleans and tried to take the coins. Then we had 3 or 4 coins at that point. They've since been transferred to the Vatican. These newest 3 are ones that we got in the last 5 or 6 years.
How long has the Archbishop been the Archbishop?
Oh goodness,
So a long time.
I think about 5 years actually. He came and took over right after Katrina.
Great.
Possibly or die, maybe.
Do we know where he is right now?
I can find out. Let me see if I can call his secretary and find out where he is.
Don't mind me asking, just because I'm just very curious at this point. You met Nicodemus in person 10 years ago.
Yes, that was when Gabrielle Beaumont I met him. Gabriel swept in and stopped him, and I didn't see much more than that because I ran the other direction very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no, I'm sorry.
I'm
was
a
just curious
clergyman, not a
about
fighter.
that,
Yeah.
Because we ran into him, and I was quite curious on how disaster was averted.
No. Oh well. I don't actually know. He was trying to take the coins. He wanted my keys, obviously. Someone had invited him inside the church, so he was still at full power. And Gabriel showed up, as he will sometimes, out of the blue. He actually was wielding the sword of the cross that Michael Carpenter currently has, Excalibur, and Amorclus. And he says, I ran from my office because Gabrielle Beaumont got between me and him. And I don't really know much more after that besides Nicodemus left. And obviously not with the coins. And the only thing I know that Gabriel told me about it, he really won't talk about it very much, was that he never drew the sword of the cross. Yeah.
Well, looks like our...
Well, do you want me to call the Archbishop's secretary?
Yeah.
Well, let's head back upstairs then, and I'll make a call from my office. And so he goes up, locks all the doors back up again, locks them again, heads to his office, picks up his landline, and dials him and says, "Yes, I would like to see if we could have a meeting with the Archbishop." Uh-huh. Oh, he's unavailable. Well, do you know when he will be available? You say he's got a 4:30 tomorrow that he would be available for a few minutes. Well, okay. I guess we'll take it then. Pencil us in. It's Deacon FontainBleau and Miranda, and we'd like to meet with the Archbishop tomorrow at 4:30. He hangs up and he says, "They said the Archbishop's busy."
What's his home address?
He says, "I can give that to you, sure."
Sweet.
Where's his office?
His office is his office is on the other side of the church.
Oh, he's here.
Well, his office is. I don't know if he's there.
Right. She said he was busy, so she would know where he's at.
Is there
I don't know.
something inherently wrong or evil in a little B&E in the?
It's frowned
Yeah.
upon generally.
Yeah, Catholic Church. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, so is murder. You know.
Thou shalt not steal. It's just one of the main 10.
Yeah,
No, it
One of the
doesn't
big
say
10.
you shall not investigate.
Yeah.
Y'all
True.
close your eyes
I
and
wasn't
I'll.
gonna take
As long as we don't
anything.
take anything.
Speaking
That's
of that,
true,
I
that's
don't
true,
know
that's
if I'd ever told you about it, but I saw like this whole it was like this 10 or 15 minute long little video, but it's talking about how you could derive pretty much every single one of the commandments based off of just thou shalt not steal.
Yeah,
Like literally every one of them. You
that
can pretty much
makes sense,
Yeah, it
actually.
Yeah.
That's the start of the kite runner. It starts off
Yeah.
because there's only one sin, and it's theft.
Yeah.
It goes through.
Nice.
But anyways, you remember how they described the ghost boy? How he described the person that attacked. Now I can only think of Deacon FontainBleau right now.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
how
Gabrielle
they-
Beaumont.
Gabrielle Beaumont. And originally, I was thinking it was some kind of derivative of the Devil Man, but maybe it is this Ordile or the other coin.
Ordile.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
it had a scorpion-like tail.
Right,
Native
which the
obsidian
Devil Man
coin.
didn't have.
No.
Did Nicodemus not have
They
that?
had wings.
We have wings.
Nicodemus had shadowy wings, but he looked like a normal human other than that. And besides the fact that he was impossible to kill, I mean, you empty bullets
yeah,
into him and he
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of shrugged them off and chuckled about it. Yeah. He was not impressed with any bullets, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We just tipped him off because he knows who I am.
He knows
that I'm
he
not
knows
him.
you
Who are you
anyway.
talking about, the Archbishop?
Archbishop.
Yeah, the Archbishop.
Well, no, because the secretary, he might just be out
So-
for the day or something.
So who has been here for since the last time he tried to come in here?
Well, me, I don't know if any of the other deacons have been here as long as I have. Most of them are much. I've only been here like 2 or 3
any
years.
people who would have access to the keys, because
Do you have any faithful parishioners that
No,
may be called on to,
Not really. I mean, besides, Brian Johnson's a good
OCD.
Catholic, and he attends mass at
Yeah.
least once a week.
secretary? How long was the secretary?
Oh goodness, Abigail, Abby, she's probably been here 15, 20 years.
Would she have access to the keys somehow?
She would. I mean, she's the Archbishop's secretary. She'd have access to most of his, office and stuff like that.
Would she have known about the stuff that we're?
He says,
Shara's placement.
I don't know, but it's possible, especially if the Archbishop had her, write up letters or type emails to the different agencies. It's possible.
how would that tie into our finances? Because whoever's doing this would
They may not
also-
be related.
Yeah,
Those two
Okay.
things may not be related.
because I thought that was just
It
a
could be, but
shot from.
Well, see, the only reason why we brought that up specifically was because Deacon FontainBleau helped us get the person.
Right.
that was the
Yeah.
only connection that
Yeah.
thing had to the other things.
Yeah, because that was like one of those things. I was like, he helped us with Hera. Hera gets kidnapped. He helped us set up the bank stuff. People found out about our bank stuff. It was like literally everything that got involved, either with Deacon FontainBleau or through him, would come back in some way to
Gabriel
us.
was
So we were trying
kidnapped
to.
immediately after I called to tell Deacon FontainBleau that Gabriel was shot. So it just was a lot
Right,
of
it's
coincidences lining right up. But
For the Denarians, do they live inside the person that?
Yeah, pretty much. And that you have to have the coin on your person. Some people actually have their coins implanted under the skin, so that they can make sure it can't be taken away. Some of the Denarians, or some of the people, actually swallow their coin, and then in 8 hours, when it comes back out, they swallow it again. Yeah, well, they're demons. I mean, yuck. They don't. They do gross things. The
I'm
demons.
just thinking about that rapper that got that pink diamond like implanted
Oh,
in his
right.
forehead, and that was
Got it ripped out of his forehead.
yeah,
It
it got ripped out. He went to the wrong place he should have been and got mobbed and ripped it out of his forehead.
Silly.
Do we want to talk to the secretary?
I mean, it seems like the secretary's here.
She is.
We're
Yeah.
out of truth serum, so I guess we'll have to do it a different way.
I mean, I was told it had 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You happen to have one more vial. There you go. Absolutely. That's the way they work. Yep. You go check her out. I mean, Deacon FontainBleau says she's just right across the sanctuary. There's another door, and that's where she would be in the outer room, and then the Archbishop's office would be behind that.
At this point, it wouldn't hurt.
Do you know if she drinks coffee?
Yeah, of course. We all drink coffee around here.
But it's 4 or 5, right?
That don't make a difference for some people.
If she's
Okay,
working
fair enough.
late, I just show her with a coffee.
Yeah.
Does she have a favorite flavor?
I don't know. I think she takes black 2 sugars. I mean,
This guy just doesn't
We
pay
just
attention
bring it to
people.
her black, and she can add her own stuff to it.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, is there a place to get coffee around here? or
oh
would I
sure.
need to go
He
to
says,
a-
I've got a coffee pot. So he turns around. His coffee pot's there. It's kind of sitting on the warmer, and he says, "Look, grab one of my mugs, pour some in there, hands it to you, and says, take care of that.
Okay.
And here's a couple packets of sugar.
Great. All right.
Question: did he have coffee actually ready?
No,
Or
it's been
we're
there for a while.
Okay.
It's been there for a
I was
while.
gonna say, if we were like actually making coffee, like, we're just here, we're just gonna spike this real quick, just don't worry about us. We're like just standing around waiting for the coffee to be done. Just
No, he actually had it in a pot that was sitting on a warmer plate, and so yeah, it's been there probably since the morning, so it's good and strong. It's like tar. Yeah. No, it's not quite that bad, but it's been sitting there for a while. It's not fresh.
I'm gonna also make myself a cup, but I'm gonna load it down with like milk and sugar, so she won't want mine.
Okay. All right, you can do that.
And so I'm be like, I should probably go in solo for this one, but you guys just stay within listening range.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys can hang out. All right, so you head over across the sanctuary. The door is a lot nicer than the hallway that goes into the other one.
I'm gonna wait just outside of
FontainBleau's
yeah,
office. Okay,
FontainBleau's office.
making sure he doesn't pull any shenanigans. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little listen, make sure they can like,
Okay.
hey, they're on to us.
Right. Give me an alertness check then for that.
Do it. I believe.
We'll see. The dice have not been so high tonight.
Happens
I would
sometimes.
say too easy. Just too easy.
That's right. Too easy.
Too easy.
All right.
All right, what'd you get?
That's a 4.
Okay. You don't hear him saying anything like that. In fact, it seems very quiet behind his door. He when you guys take the stuff, he goes back to working on some of the stuff he was doing, his homily and things like that. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do. You head across the sanctuary to the door. The door is very nice, brown door, ornate. Either side, it's got these little thin windows that are stained glass. You open the door. Yeah, it's very ostentatious. You go in, and the secretary's office has this beautiful, rich red carpet. She's got this huge, looks like antique desks. The corners look like they have marble columns, and it's got gold on it. I mean, it's a beautiful desk. Little lady sitting behind it probably weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, and she looks like she's about 75 years old. She's got glasses, gray hair that's curly. She's wearing a red dress and looks like one little gold necklace, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, Miranda.
imagine
Hey,
this being
Abby.
the female version of
Hi.
Hunter.
Was that for me?
Yes, I dropped her
I
coffee
can
and
see
I put some
I
sugar
can see it.
packets.
Just Hunter
Oh,
with a
thank
big,
you, thank you.
poofy,
And she says,
gray-haired look.
well, the bishop's not in right now. Or the archbishop's not in right now.
That's okay. I just came to talk to you.
Oh, you're so
that's
sweet,
wonderful.
dear. Let me fix my coffee real quick and we'll have a chat. So she takes the stuff, tears it, pours it in there, swirls it around with a spoon she's got there. There's actually an empty cup of coffee sitting on the edge of the desk with a spoon in it, and she swirls it around and she takes it. And did you spike it already?
Mhm.
Okay. And she takes a sip of it. Ooh, that's old. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
It's a little. It's been sitting in there, but
Yeah, ooh.
I told Deacon FontainBleau it was time to start another pot.
Ooh, that's terrible. Ooh.
I'm so sorry. So you know about this business with that young lady that we placed with a family here in the church, and that she went
yes,
missing?
Hera. Right, sure.
Yeah. Do we have we reached out to the family for any sort of like condolence service?
Well,
Condolence.
I don't know much
What do
about.
we offer here?
I don't know much about the family. Were they hurt or injured or what?
Well, actually, do we know what happened to the family?
Well, remember the family was fine. She was at a friend's house.
That's right. Well, they weren't hurt, but I mean, with her being missing, I just wanted to know if there was anything we could do as the church for them.
Well, I thought you had found her.
No? Where did you hear that?
Oh, I just thought you had found her.
Oh, why did you think that?
I just thought someone told me that you had found her.
Do you remember who told you?
A friend.
What friend?
I believe you may know him. He's a gentleman by the name of... And all of a sudden her voice goes, Nicodemus, and she stands up, right? Okay. And the thing you see is when she stands up, these white eyes pop up above her eyes, and she stands up, and all of a sudden the dress, you notice that she's wearing a white robe, and she's actually glowing, kind of angelic looking. Her hair turns blonde, and she's got what looks like a blindfold, a white blindfold across her eyes. And she's standing there, and she looks like she has a scale in one hand and a sword in the other. And she says, Nicodemus told me, foolish one. And what's your alertness?
A 2.
A 2?
Wide awake.
And she comes across the desk. She's going to make an attack.
What is this?
Lady Justice, that's you?
Is this not?
Need you to make a athletics check.
Oh, golly. You guys are listening, right?
Oh, wait, no, you can, do you have your spear with you?
I do.
You can use weapons instead if you want to defend.
Okay. So that's a +5. Wait, no, my weapons is a +5.
Okay.
I feel like I'm definitely gonna hear some clang clang.
Yeah.
I don't add the.
Especially my alertness.
I add it to the damage, not to this.
Right.
The
No,
weapons
yeah.
rating.
Okay.
Got it.
So she swings the sword at you, but you get the feeling it's that she's not trying to hit you, because all of a sudden there's like this presence that just smashes into your psyche. Now you need a conviction check, okay?
Oh, no. You can do it.
She got a good conviction.
Yeah.
Okay, 6.
Okay, you tied with her.
Unholy smile.
What happens is you feel this psyche smashing into you, and all of a sudden it seems like you are not going to be able to do anything right. That obviously you're evil and terrible, and you're like, I've felt this sensation before.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like what you felt when you picked up
That
the
razor.
razor, right? And so she, but you're able to kind of shrug it off also because you felt it before, and you know it's not real. And so
That's the power of alcohol, baby.
now it's your turn. That's right.
That's it.
Everclear to the rescue. All right, your turn. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so
I'm never gonna do anything right. Woo! Let's go!
I can take on the world.
You grab the spear.
grab the spear.
The spear, when you lay your hands around it, starts to hum. Okay, I mean, literally, it feels like it's vibrating. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend a fate point and use my ability. All creatures equal before God,
What's that one?
and it ignores toughness, catch, and armor.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
Okay.
then I'm going to use the spear.
Okay.
Against the,
Make your roll to hit her.
okay. Oh, that's not great, but it's a 4. Oh wait, no, plus my weapons rating, which is 3. Oh, so 7.
Okay. What's your weapons rating?
Wait, I add that to the damage.
No, that's your damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
never
what's your
mind.
what's your
So-
weapon skill? I should say.
My weapon skill is a
5. 6.
5.
Okay.
Well, No, that's my conviction.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Okay.
was like, I see a +6 here, but that's above my
So it's a 5.
So-
-2 is a 3.
3.
Okay, she got a 2, so you tag her. It's crazy what happens because you stab her with the spear, and she starts to kind of go in with her sword to try and block it, and the sword just shears off. Ching! Her sword does.
Nice.
Just breaks in half, and it lets out this pealing bell. Boing! Like that.
Like that
And
resonance thing.
yeah, not loud enough to be, painful. It just ding, because you can tell that the sword is something else. And you notice that as the spear hits her in the chest, her light kind of dims for a second right as the spear hits her. And where it hits her, there's like black smoke that begins pouring out of the wound. She lets out, or he, you're not really sure. And you notice that you severed this little gold chain. That this is the one she was wearing.
Oh.
And falling to the ground, you hear clink as this coin falls to the ground. And she lets out a shriek and kind of falls back, and you realize that the white eyes, she's turned back into the little old Catholic lady, and she screams, "No!" and starts to drop down to her knees, and you stab her again. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to stab the coin
Oh, where are you?
to,
Okay.
hockey puck it away from
You
her.
stab the little 80-year-old woman. I figure you're going to coup de grace her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually a Lutheran. Stab!
I'm actually a Lutheran.
Sorry, God, just got to kill the Archbishop's secretary.
Yeah.
He'll get another one. He'll get another one. Her desk was too ostentatious.
They're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, that's right. Little Catholic ladies are a dime a dozen, but they're scary. All right, so you stab the coin, and when you hit the coin, have you ever taken a penny and put it on dry ice?
No.
It shrieks.
Oh.
Okay, because what happens is
like
because
the metal.
yeah, if
freezing
you've
that
ever
I
heard something that sounds like when metal going.
Okay,
It literally shrieks, okay? Look it up on the internet. I've done this before. It's really cool. And so it shrieks and vibrates and stuff like that. And that's what happens when you hit the coin. It shrieks like you hit it with like dry ice. And then you flick it back that way. And the little old lady, she's now 75 years old and not nearly as strong as she was, sits back. She goes, "No, don't kill me. I just wanted the power. I'm sick. I'm old."
I'm not gonna kill you, but you don't want that power.
"Yes, I do." And she starts crawling towards where the
I
coin is.
just push her back.
Yeah, you can stop that. You can hold her and put your hand on her head, and she's gonna be doing this. Can't hit you. Yeah, she's literally 75 years old and weighs 105 pounds. You could probably pick her up and throw her over your shoulder, and she wouldn't know any better. Anyway, she starts shrieking at the top of her lungs, "Let me have my coin!"
Did I hear anything?
Yeah, you guys have heard this. The little old lady is screaming at the top of her
I just
lungs.
imagine when this stuff's hard, it just is like.
Do you come in through the door?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I
She's
don't
got
come through the door. No, I'm at the door.
Yeah, I know.
It's like range weapon? No.
Yeah, raise her.
No.
I'll burst
Yes.
through for sure.
Okay. Well, you're still at Deacon FontainBleau's place, remember?
Oh, I thought I could hear it. I don't know.
Actually, you probably did hear her scream. She
Yeah.
screamed really loud.
Yeah.
So it may take you a minute or two to get there, but yeah. You guys stand at the door with guns drawn. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna have my sword.
You going to sweep into the room with your sword out?
Well, did they get there before me and are in the doorway?
No, you can slide past them. I mean,
Then,
this is actually a pretty wide door. It's very ostentatious. I mean, so.
I am gonna go full
Drag.
form and
Okay.
beat the wings and jet down the hallway.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
I don't
Let
want to miss anything.
Everybody
How big
know.
are you in full form?
Do not
Well,
touch the
I'm not
coin.
an actual dragon, but I'm
Dude,
I'm
I just
big.
imagine full thing, knock the ceiling
Yeah, I
off.
was gonna say, flip the
Or
desk.
better yet,
Oh,
he's
my
stuck.
bad.
I
can't
need
move.
you to make a conviction check.
Oh no. Ooh, that's an 8.
Okay, you've got the sword. I mean, you've got the spear. You flick the coin back, and the spear lines back up on her and starts almost like pulling you forward.
Ooh.
It's a weapon of war. Remember, it's not about redemption. It's about war.
Oh.
And so you start to stab forward and go whoa and hold back, and you immediately feel the vibration start to kind of still, and the spear kind of calms down and chills out a little bit.
Can
And
y'all
so
somebody get between me and her?
yeah, well no. Well, she is.
You are asking the wrong people for this.
She is 105 pounds soaking wet, so she's not. I mean, if she takes a swing at you, you're gonna go stop it, or I'll push you over and break your hip.
They're worried about the spear.
Yeah.
They're not worried about her.
The spear doesn't make you want to kill anyone but her, and you've definitely fought down that influence.
Okay.
I recommend
sure about that.
putting the desk in between her and the spear, but
Well, like I said, as soon as you make that conviction roll, all of a sudden the vibration stops. The spear seems to calm down because again, it was ready to kill her, because that's what this thing does. It doesn't believe in redemption; it believes in permanent redemption. Yeah. So right.
Okay.
Good.
No one touched the coin.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it's over.
mean this?
No, no, absolutely not. That is not canon.
Well, you've been
I just kidding. No, just kidding.
you've been wanting more power.
I've
This
been
will
wanting
bring
more
it,
power.
but
I
it's
mean,
going to have some side effects with it. I'm
That's
just going
not
to
my
tell you.
decision.
I want
You
to
are a
control
dragon?
my power.
Yeah,
okay?
well, yeah, that's right. You pick up that coin, and we do all the stuff with the fate, and then I take your character from you. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's going to
Yeah.
put your
Not
refresh
trying
right
to
over the
DC.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only got one anyways.
Ooh, another
I
one
ain't
for the
far from being
collection.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't want to pick it up. I mean, you could probably resist it, but you're going to need to pick it up with something else.
Where's the?
The little lady.
No, well, I'll go back and
Somewhere
get the
to
box. Did we leave the box?
Yeah, you can't get back down there. It's locked
Well,
up.
we should go get Deacon FontainBleau.
Okay, you want
He's
to?
pretty trusted.
Yeah, it
I
seems
already
to
trust
be.
him now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Now.
So,
Now I was ready.
I was saying we should go back to.
Well, you said we should get the box,
It-
but we can't.
Does Deacon FontainBleau not have the box?
No, it's in the reliquary
We
downstairs.
left it in the reliquary.
He left it in the reliquary. Now
All
he
we
can go
have
get
to
it.
do is
Go
go
tell him
talk
to
to
get it, yeah.
him. So
He
Is
can
there
get it.
anything on Abby's desk that I
Sure,
could
there's
use
tissues.
to just...
You can grab a
I'll
handful
go
of
back to
tissues.
being human.
Okay.
What about a desk drawer? Surely she has a box.
No. I mean, again, there's tissue. You grab a wad of tissues and pick it up, and
Alright.
you'd be fine. Like our kids when they blow their nose in our classroom,
Oh.
they take 16 tissues, and I'm like, dude, it's just snot. It's yours.
And it's just like,
Wash your hands. Yeah. Anyway, so you grab a handful of tissues, grab the coin.
Yeah, I'll take off my sock and put the wad down in the
Your
sock and
last
tie it
sock?
off.
You are now
Yeah,
barefoot.
there's-
Well, you're now sockless.
I will mix it up with the sock full of gems.
That's right. Right.
You gonna
They're
pay
two different
someone?
colors.
Of course.
I would like to believe at some point you used a gem to buy a new pack of socks.
Yeah. Totally.
You just used her check card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a bit of money in there, so yeah.
Just me going
No,
around
see, that
town.
would require foresight.
Oh, right. Sure, right.
That's
Yeah.
nothing compared to the time I got a Slurpee from 7-Eleven with it.
Is this real?
Hold on a second, you do what?
Is this real?
87-cent Slurpee. Here's a sound.
I can't break this. That's what everybody says. I can't break.
Change.
I'm a big
I'm going home. Not working
Slurpees
here no
for
more.
life, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Anytime I come in,
They
I get a
Here,
Slurpee.
take the machine. Yeah,
They
right.
created the membership just for.
That's right. There you go. So you grab it, put it in the tissues.
Gem membership.
Somebody going to get Deacon FontainBleau?
yeah, I'll go get him.
Okay, you grab Deacon FontainBleau. He heads down to the reliquary, comes back with the lead-lined box with the little thing. You drop the coin in there, and he looks at the symbol and he goes, "Huh, this isn't one of the 3 coins we have."
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
No.
I don't know this one. I'd have to look up the symbol for this angel, but this is not one of the 3.
Realistically, though, we knew that beforehand.
Yeah, because
Like, we had a pretty good idea.
I was
Yeah.
really hoping that this was a switcheroo and it was actually her and not the Archbishop.
So she's still, crying in the corner. Deacon FontainBleau says, "Should I get, paramedics for her or something?"
Still, technically, this
I-
could quite very well possibly just be her and not the Archbishop.
Right.
She's in a perfect position where she can.
Is she have a stab wound in her chest?
She does.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah,
So
okay.
now it's
You
not.
might need some therapy.
It's not bleeding very much. It's
She just doesn't
red
have much
and
blood.
kind of just a little bit, just kind of seeping blood. It doesn't seem very deep, but
Just a flesh wound to the elderly woman.
yeah. Well, it seems like the spear really went after the coin.
Okay.
That was the thing. So again, Deacon FontainBleau grabs his cell phone and calls the paramedics. He says, "Look, I'll take care of Abby and make sure she's okay. You guys might want to not be here because I am going to have to call the police."
So
Yeah,
Done.
the receptionist's name, who is of the church, her name is Abby.
Abigail. Right. Right. You know.
So,
First
we
name
need
down.
to ask her.
Abby.
All right, so she still got the true serum in her, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This, I mean,
we got some time.
She's hurting a lot. You don't think you're going to get really anything too coherent out of her. I mean, she does have kind of a chest wound, and she's a little old lady. She probably fell and broke her hip. You know,
But
I mean-
doesn't the serum have Everclear in it?
Where are they?
No, listen.
No,
Listen. She drank this much. I mean, before she
But
said the
what's
coffee
to
was awful.
stop us from giving her more?
just get her drunk.
Probably Deacon FontainBleau, because Abby is a good servant of the church. He's known her for a long
No,
time.
she's not.
Okay, possibly you're right.
Possibly.
Demon, you're right. Demon possessed. Demon
Who,
possessed.
who still wants this coin?
Right.
Yeah.
She may need more of the
Yeah,
holy
that's
water
true.
that's in the serum.
Yeah.
So we
Well, I mean, she doesn't want anything now. She's just kind of hurting. So Deacon FontainBleau says, "Look, I'll get the EMTs here and the police and file a report that she attacked one of the parishioners, and the parishioner had to defend himself. And so yeah, I've got this. I'll let Brian Johnson know as well, and he can make sure that the reports match the story. He can probably make sure that the policeman who gets here is one that in the know." So we can cover it up. He says, but you guys probably want to be gone.
Gonna be trying to get back to that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, stay with her while I lock this up in the reliquary. And I'm going to make sure that the Archbishop's keys are not in his office.
Can I go with him?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I go with him too.
Yeah.
He heads down to the reliquary, unlocks it, puts it back in the little place. You come back out. He goes to the Archbishop's office, looks around because it's locked. Looks around and says, "Search the drawers and see if she's got a ring of keys in there."
But
Sure enough, one of the drawers has one of those big iron rings of keys, like you saw Deacon FontainBleau had, and he says, "Aha, that's where the bishop's spare set of keys are, right there. Let's take those and make sure that they are not in that desk anymore. I can put them in my
I'll hold on
office."
to him.
Okay, he hands them to you.
What
Don't
if
want no,
he's-
you know. Hey, you're big enough to probably handle anybody who comes after them. He says, "But I will need those back."
While
Of
we're here,
course.
This is treasure.
would it be fully untoward to go through the Archbishop's office?
Go to
while we're
Walmart.
there?
I don't have the key to his
Is it a little
office.
vending
It's not
machine?
on
Oh,
this
that's
key
right.
ring. No,
Is it on his spare key ring?
No, actually not. Actually, the Archbishop's office has a very modern-looking lock on it, instead of one of these big, heavy, iron keys. Yeah, and he says the only person with the Archbishop's key to his office is the Archbishop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got his address. From
Right, we can go talk to him.
Hey,
Look,
right
it's-
here, might as well.
Well,
It's one of those things like
If you don't, I will.
This is a several hundred-year-old church.
I'm not set up to pick locks. There's a particular set of skills that I have that is not one of them.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly how to break the door down, but
Pretty good
I
at that.
I have, I got broken
I can-
one. I mean,
You want to give it a shot?
Oh,
I
yeah.
Give it a shot?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I don't have that.
Misspent youth. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
yeah,
Why not,
just
right?
A little bit.
And you got some fate points. Why not? Oh, wow, that's
That
even.
was one.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
A little better lock than you thought.
Yeah. Was it just regular old man's rock?
Is it electronic lock?
No, it is not. It's a regular one.
So I walk up. I was like, "Let me try." I just crunched the door
Give me a
handle.
mic roll. Give me a mic
Push
roll.
through.
Yeah. You get, I think, a +6 or something ridiculous,
It's
too.
Stupid.
'Cause you're
And I've
breaking
just
stuff.
upgraded that stuff as well.
Yeah. Because you're breaking stuff.
Whenever lifting, breaking inanimate objects, you gain a +6 to your might score.
Right,
And I
right.
haven't even rolled yet.
What's your might?
My might is a +5.
Don't even roll.
So I got a 13.
Yeah. You reach up to the door. You don't really crush it. It's one of those little lever handles like that. You walk up and just go crunch, and it breaks, and you hear kind of rattle around in there.
Oops.
And then pull it out, and you pull the door outwards. Oh no, push the door inwards.
Did I
Yeah.
do that?
And it opens. Yeah. So inside this room, this office is probably 3 times Deacon FontainBleu's office. There's an even more ostentatious desk. Okay, lots of bookshelves that are behind, full of all kinds of books. There's binders, looks like different treatises. Vatican II. There's a picture on the wall of the Pope, a picture on the wall of probably the President of the United States. I'm not sure who that was at 2010. Was that Barack Obama?
Yeah, it was Obama. Yeah.
Yeah, Obama. And so, and then these beautiful chair behind the desk that's, overstuffed. There's several high-backed chairs with velvet in front of the desk. It's got this rich royal red carpet. It's a beautiful office. It's huge.
Just mouth
Before we
open.
go in, you want to check for traps?
I don't know what you would use to check. I have
Burglary.
investigation.
Investigation. Let's do investigation. Yeah, let's do that.
You want to check for magic
God,
traps?
that's a terrible
Bella.
one.
Whatever that
If I
pertains.
do investigation, does that do magical and non-magical
No,
traps?
it does non-magical. If you want to investigate magical traps, you're
I
probably
need
going to
to
need
do
your
that.
wizard eye.
Yeah. All right.
Love it.
Well, I'm gonna do the physical traps first, just in case.
Huh? Okay. What do we get on our investigation rolls?
+4.
Very good.
I got a
0,
1.
0, 4, 1.
0.
Okay. You guys are pretty sure that there aren't any traps. Just cursory glance. You kind of look around, pick up the edge of the carpet. Looks okay. Look around, see if there's any, tripwires or cameras. There doesn't seem to be even any cameras in the bishop's office. You do notice there is an infrared sensor on one wall that is kind of blinking red, which means you're tripping it.
Oh.
I'm gonna open my wizard eye.
Okay. When you open your wizard's eye, the first thing that hits you is... give me a lore check.
football.
You got to get a lore check.
Sorry.
Marsha.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
My.
Oh, no.
I don't.
What'd you see?
Yeah.
What'd you get? Lore what?
What did you see with your
so
wizard
I have
eyes?
5 minus 2. Wait,
5 minus 2, yeah.
3.
All right, so you look around the room, and immediately what assaults your senses is just this glowing, warm heat that just fills the room. And there's like a light that's just not really coming from anywhere and everywhere all at once. And you look around and you're just like, this place is holy. You're in the cathedral, which has been, a church for 200 years or 150 years. It's been here forever. And so it just kind of glows with the power of God. That's probably the best way to put it. You look around and just everything here has this just kind of the sheen of glow to it. And it has kind of almost a gold shine underneath everything. You do not see any magic at all.
Okay.
Now, that would be what is the thing you have to discipline check to try and close your eye?
The exact same thing. I usually have to make this one checks to keep
What'd you
my
get?
eyes open.
So 3.
True.
3. That did not work.
Oh,
Let
no.
me try and
Today
remember
on the
how
drive
we
home.
do this thing.
Uh-oh.
I know I take like a stress.
I think you're right.
On my way back from
Let me see
Mobile
here.
today.
What's the intensity determined? You make a lore.
Rough.
Closing the site. Should your defense not succeed, you're not closed. You must continue for another exchange. Beholding something more intense than you bargained for. Okay. Okay. You missed it by. What'd you get for your discipline check?
3.
Okay. You missed it by 2, so you take a 2 stress hit. Okay.
Mental.
Yeah. You're throwing things around. So, do you want
Your
to
son.
look around a little more?
I guess I'll look around a little more, trying to acclimate maybe to it to make it easier to close my eye.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
So you really don't have anything else you want to see. You can make another lore check to see if you see anything that stands out for you. Yeah. Nah. What do you get for your
That
lore?
would be a 4.
A 4.
Oh no! Wait, a 5. Sorry, 5.
You still don't see any sign of any traps or anything that really stands out. But you do get the distinct sense that the Archbishop is a good man. So now discipline check again.
Oh my
dear
gosh!
Lord.
Della! What is happening?
Wait. Okay, you're 2 things. So now that's your stress 3 hit right there.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna
Yeah. You want to roll again for your discipline? We don't need to do lore again. I mean, oh, that's better. Okay. Now what'd you
do.
get?
That's a 6.
Okay, you were able to close your wizard die. All right. Yeah. Because it's in this 150-year-old church, and you're in the Archbishop's quarters. It's a little intense, and so it's really hard to close your wizard eye initially. So yeah, but you succeed.
So you get the sense that the Archbishop
Yep, he's
On the
totally
up
good.
and up.
He's all right. He's a good man.
The
Doesn't seem to be a
secretary
bad
was
guy.
just feeding information.
So we don't know where the Ordial person is. So we have no lead then.
Right. So
So is our next step to find Gabrielle Beaumont?
could be.
Anyways, Thomas Odell. We
You kind of
talked with him,
Yeah.
and he said that he was looking into what had happened because he and I both found the missing computer and everything that was used for it. We found out where they did the stuff and everything on the 3rd level there, where there's like basically just storage and whatnot.
Right.
We found that he did say that he was going to be looking into it to find out who might have used it and what might have happened with that. That was, how long ago was that?
A couple days.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hasn't been long, but a couple
Right.
days, right? Because that all happened on 12th night, and this is the 2nd day after the 12th night celebration, the Devonite celebration that you guys went to. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure he would alert us the minute.
So
he-
wait, if this is the 2nd day
Actually,
after that, then it would have been yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it hadn't been very
Okay.
long.
Yeah. So he'll let us know.
Mhm.
So I think our next step, unless someone else has a plan,
Mhm.
is to maybe get Della to make us a.
We don't really do plans here. Alright? I just want you to
True.
understand. It's
We do ideas.
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
Thoughts,
More kind of
brainstorming sessions.
A loose framework.
Yeah.
Skeleton.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
We make many skeletons.
Yes, we did.
Literally and figuratively.
Yep.
Metaphorically, that's what it is.
Metamorphically? What? No, it's a rock. Never mind.
We could get the van worked on
They're
and
minerals.
have Della make us some sort of a dowsing rod to try to find Gabriel, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
It's the only other lead we really have.
Yeah.
We
Well,
see, like, a
I mean,
personal
the
effect on it.
Divinate Mansions where
Yeah, Arrow was.
Yeah, that's true.
where
But we almost died the last time we went there.
so
You didn't have your dragon either, so.
No, but now
Do
we
we
have
have
Hera as
another
well.
Devanate Connect
Oh.
besides Sydney St. Clair?
You had met his sister, whose name was Bella St. Clair, but I believe she is one of the Denarians. Because when you guys ran into
She's
her.
at the bottom of the elevator, right? No?
No, yes, she was the one who appeared at the bottom of the elevator, and you no, I'm sorry. That was the girl in green that you spoke to, who was at the
Right.
bottom of the
Okay,
elevator,
so
and then
right.
she turned into stars and disappeared.
Right.
Yeah, so you do know that the girl in green.
She's the Denarian then.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
she's
we
a
fought. Because Novacek.
So the Devanates are for sure in bed with the Denarians.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, power
Um,
and secrets and all that, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
So we find a holy hand grenade.
For
There's a lot
for
of
the
large-
record, if that's exactly what we're thinking and whatnot, I
What?
am against storming the Devnay mansion.
I
That
also am
is-
against that.
We'll get the dwarves.
against
We'll
that.
tunnel under.
Drop off a small nuclear device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I have no ties to this city.
Yeah, there are other cities.
There were plenty of other cities to go conquer.
I can't leave.
Small nuclear device.
Y'all
So what did y'all say
sacrifices
when
will
I
be
was-
remembered.
So
It's
what we
underground.
basically
Wasn't
sort
that
of
bad.
whittled
Yeah,
down
right.
is that our only two leads are we know that they're embroiled with the Devanates,
Mm-hmm.
and Gabrielle Beaumont's still missing.
Mhm.
So those are the only two really threads we have to follow.
And I don't know if Sydney's sister
No.
is
We
angry or annoyed that somebody took her brother out other than herself.
Does she
Or if she was
actually
part of it.
know?
well,
Because all of this happened within.
Well, his
the
body didn't
prospect?
disappear.
No, yeah, it didn't. No.
So, I mean, we
Head
left
came
it
away
there.
from his
It's
neck.
not
There was
like
lots of blood. Yeah, it was right on the
I mean, she
front
was
porch.
doorstep.
right downstairs
I mean,
whenever it happened.
somebody.
so-
I mean, a maid or somebody probably. I mean, somebody had to see it eventually.
Oh yeah, it was probably several. There were lots of people upstairs,
But I mean,
and there was a whoomp that blew
And-
out all the windows, and then Nicodemus came out and decapitated him.
and
Yeah.
we know for
Yeah.
sure she was one of the Denarians.
Well, you know that the green lady was a Denarian. The lady in green was a Denarian in the fact that she was the woman who was full of stars.
Yeah.
You know that there's also a flaming lady, and then you know that there's though you've never seen this person, a obsidian.
Or dial.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's also or dial.
Yeah. So she might be one of those.
What about your sister? Wait, do we know? We don't know about her sister.
I don't think I've told
Oh, I
anything
know
about my
nothing
sister.
about her sister.
Okay.
That's,
Who's your
Actually,
sister?
You
You
have a
guys
sister?
even know I have a sister?
no, I
I
don't.
don't.
That's,
I don't think. I that was not a.
that's right. You don't think.
Well, they have different last names.
right.
Right.
They did. They did.
Yeah, so we wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
And I don't talk about it.
That's right. That's right.
We'll talk about it.
We don't talk about. I don't know. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Do not DMCAS.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's only 5 seconds, so we're good.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So what do we? So storming Devaney Mansion not top of
No.
anybody's
No.
priority list. So
we
what
lure
if
them out
we
one by one.
try to find? Yeah, that's actually.
You know,
Right,
I could just contact his
Sydney?
sister.
Bella
Belle?
Sinclair?
Mm-hmm.
Probably could call her on
I
the
mean,
landline.
you know, it's not like I'm unknown. I work.
Yeah,
I
you were trained there.
studied
They know
under
you.
the
Yeah, they know
Devaney,
you.
so they all know me.
Absolutely. They would definitely know you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I was unaware of that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna.
And Sydney St. Clair was her teacher.
I knew that he was your teacher because I ran into him with you at the funeral.
Right.
at
The
Terry's.
only time I ever talked with Sydney St. Clair is whenever I was so rudely chosen as a second in a little
Right.
event that I. But
You know
anyways,
you love
the
that.
only time I
That
talked
was
with
handled
him,
quite
I was
well.
like,
What do I do? Where do I
Yeah. Just,
Second.
he was like,
second.
and we just kind of stand here.
yeah, you just kind of stand here, just look,
Yeah.
just make sure.
Well, make sure nobody
Okay.
breaks any of the rules.
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
So you're gonna call Bella?
Yeah. Am I still in the bishop's office?
Yes. No. Well, you guys are getting ready to leave.
So maybe we should go
Cops
somewhere
are-
else.
Cops are probably
Yeah,
gonna show up
let's-
soon, so let's get the
let's-
van.
Where do you want to
Yeah.
head to call her from? I mean, you could use your cell phone, but you
I'm
know.
thinking. Let's go to my house.
Okay.
It's not that far.
You're actually pretty close to your
Yeah.
house because you're off
Yeah.
Frenchman Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head to Della's house. She disarms the wards, which actually makes it a pretty safe place to go to because you've got the serious wards up now. Go inside. Grab the phone. Rotary
The
dial.
landline,
Yeah. And call Bella.
Yeah.
Phone rings about 4 or 5 times and then picks up, and woman's voice on the other line says hello.
Hi, I'm
I'm trying to reach
I'm
you about
trying
your
to
phone call.
reach-
Click.
Your
I'm
dad
trying to
should have
reach
had one.
Bella
Your
St.
brother should
Clair.
have one, huh?
I'm trying to reach Bella St. Clair.
Yeah, this is Bella.
Hi, Bella. This is Della FontainBleau.
Oh, Della, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Have you come across anything unusual at your home today or a couple days ago?
Well, my home, no. But I haven't been to the Devaney Mansion in a while. I've been kind of busy.
Okay. Well, brace yourself.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's go.
Are you sitting down?
Something has happened to Sydney. Do you know about that? Has anyone contacted
What's happened to
you?
Sydney?
Sydney's been killed.
How? What happened?
Does she sound normal to me?
Give me a empathy check.
Because I don't think she'd be this interested in him. But I could be wrong.
Well,
Oh, empathy. I have with my rolling today. this is not going to work. I
That's
have,
Hey,
I have an
you got
empathy
that
of
fate
1.
point.
It's too easy.
Oh, wow.
See?
Hey!
Too
All right,
easy,
all right,
see?
all right.
Do you want to use a
Three.
Do you want to use a fate point to give yourself a +2?
I'll put it
I'm
down to
asking.
5. But
And tell me what aspect you're tapping to get more empathetic. Not more pathetic, empathetic.
I let my dice get me to the pathetic point. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's right.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I mean, you can go with the +3 if you think that's enough.
what is the museum?
That's so great.
I mean, it could work.
Yeah,
but
it might be okay.
It
Might
might be
not.
okay.
Are you
Yeah.
feeling lucky?
Yeah, right.
Was it? It's like you roll a 5. The room looks normal.
Yeah.
For me, it's never looks. It's like everything seems fine.
See,
Now,
It is.
for this epithel roll, is this for her to believe that I'm serious over the phone?
No, this is for you. You asked me, do you think there's something wrong with her?
Okay.
And so that's what you're doing.
You're trying to decipher if she
Yeah,
seems
you're
to-
sussing out whether she's sus.
Sussy
I did
baka.
that.
All right, I'm.
She's gonna break her suscity.
This is where I'm trying to determine how many more things are we doing tonight. And okay, so I'm gonna go with. the 3 empathy.
Okay. She sounds concerned about Sydney. Now, you do know that they had a lot of issues because she wanted control of the Devanese. But, I mean, he was her brother. So, yeah. So, I mean, as far as you can tell, she seems just very concerned.
Okay. I saw him
Right.
get killed, but could not.
Who killed him?
The guy called Nicodemus.
He's not a member of the Devanese. So,
No,
is he
no.
was it a wizard or a...
He's related to Denarian.
Dr. Vault.
blackened? Are you talking about a demon?
Yes.
What was Sydney doing with a demon?
It was in the Devaney mansion.
What are the demons doing in the mansion?
I can't even begin to tell you why they were.
Obviously, I need to go to the mansion. Can we talk later?
That's probably not safe for her to do if she's not in on this. That's up to
If
her.
you,
Yeah, that does not sound.
I would suggest you not go to the mansion.
Is this on
Maybe
Well,
you should call.
I'm confused
Yeah,
here.
we don't know.
I need to
That's
find
a
out
fire
if the rest of the Devanese are okay, because there are many of them who could be potentially injured by these demons if they're running around the mansion. I need to call you back.
No. Just take people with you. Take people with you.
So she hangs up on you. Yeah,
Can I call her back?
you can, but you don't get an answer.
I don't think that's good.
Oh well.
So,
If they were using a landline, she's probably headed out of the house with, her magic staff and, magic
Ready to
ring.
see-
And,
I
Leaves the
love
castle
this
by
new
herself.
direct us. You know,
I tell you,
I
Yeah.
something
Hey,
about
look.
just laying it all
lay
out
it
there.
all out there.
Look,
You know?
Volt doesn't care. Who,
Yeah.
who is Bella to Volt? Nobody.
What were we doing when we were just
I mean,
trying to
who's
just
Bella
cloak
to
it
the
down?
doctor?
Yeah, that's
That's
us.
us.
Yeah. Who is Bella to Dr. Volt? I don't know if y'all have known this, but
That's right.
Volt has a new doctorate with
Right.
the money he paid people off with.
Della, you called her back, haven't gotten an answer, and all of a sudden your phone rings.
Okay.
And you pick it up, and you hear, talking on the end of the line, and all of a sudden she says, Della. It's Bella again.
Yeah.
She says, you have some friends, right?
A couple.
Meet me at the Devaney Mansion. I need your help.
Oh no!
All right.
Click. And she hangs
Hey,
up.
I don't want to give it
No,
away.
yeah.
Okay, I spoke too soon. I don't like this.
I think it's y'all.
It's like we
We're gonna set this one out, guys.
You
see.
dissed last time, so
Let's
you
see.
can go.
Ah,
for
you
me,
go.
I'll stay here. You go.
You can be my second.
No, wait a
I'll go
minute,
in.
wait a minute.
We'll swap it up this time.
At the
I'll let you know.
at the docks that blew up, they had gone away. So it's their turn to,
But he missed all the
Sorry.
whole the
Yeah.
ladies. And
Yeah, no, I missed the
He missed
flame lady and the
He
Star
needs-
Lord.
He needs some fun.
And you sat in the car during that, so you two gotta come with us, right?
Like, I'll stand.
No, I was told
He's like,
she
"You'll
had
stay
a
in the
couple of
truck."
friends. So
couple
you
is
were
two.
obviously one.
No, I'm going for sure. But
And then Lucky Charms go to the other. or whatever his name is.
You can say what you
Elijah
want.
Wood.
If Lucky Charms is going, I will go at that point.
You feel pretty safe with him. Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, this is
really?
pretty cool.
Okay.
I
A
love
wizard's
that he's
wizard.
just
Yeah,
Lucky
huh?
Charms
A
now.
retired wizard, which
Fully.
just makes you wonder, oh my. Yeah. How
Oh,
tough do you have to be to retire from wizarding?
All I can think was like Elminster.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
What'd you say,
One
Jen?
time I don't bring my phone with me. I'm gonna call Lucky Charms.
Okay. All right.
Using the chalice or
Wait,
your
who are
phone?
you referring to?
They know you have to use the chalice. They saw you do that last time.
I forgot to use the
You remember he
do
told
that.
you put the liquid in the chalice. Don't use
I know.
coffee. It makes
Sorry,
it
guys.
jittery.
You just don't understand. We've actually enhanced our friendship since then. So I actually have his, line. It's
Now, you know how to call the White
Let's put it in the
Council,
group chat.
but it's kind of a switchboard. It's not really directly to him.
You're right. I forgot about the chalice. Okay, so
I'm sorry. Did you say the chalice is a switchboard?
No, when you call with the phone, when you call with the phone, you reach the White Council switchboard.
Thanks
That's
for
it.
calling the
Yeah.
White Council. Which chalice should I take?
Exactly.
and then I go, wait, do I need more chalices on my end?
Ghostbusters. What can I? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you need your Ghostbusted? Anyway, so you use the chalice, fill it up with water or whatever. The picture kind of wobbles in, and you see Elias.
Are they there with me when I'm doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I mean,
I was gonna go to my room and do it.
Well, you're at your place. I mean,
Secretive.
it's up to you.
You
So
can
you
put
do it, and he goes.
position.
You notice that the thing comes on, and he pulls this little like sleeping mask off of his face, and he goes, "Who? Della? I was
Oh.
sleeping."
Look, I have an idea of exactly what you're doing, and I understand, and I respect it. However, none of us knew what you talked about on the phone.
Right.
So, I mean, us just saying, it's you, blah, 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 none of us know that. We were just
Oh
saying
yeah,
it
that
around.
was our character.
So, I mean, it's...
So what are you
No,
going to tell
no,
him?
I know that.
What are you going to tell
I
Elias?
was just gonna try and hide my phone call so you guys wouldn't know what.
Yeah. So what are you gonna tell Elias?
Yeah.
He's saying, Della, what's going on?
And remember
So
when I
Elias,
smashed
we've
that
come
teapot?
across
Yeah.
the 3 black and Denarian coins that were being held
This
at
is where I
the
stole it.
cathedral have been compromised. Somebody had taken them.
Right.
We've recovered one,
Okay.
and Sidney St. Clair has been killed. He's one of the Devanese that I
Right.
talked
You
to
had told
about
me that
previously.
before.
And his sister is now headed there to investigate on her own.
Okay.
So, can anybody come help us with these Denarians? Is that a possibility, or is it just us?
It's probably just going to be you. The Devanese have made no bones about the fact that they don't care much for the White Council. So for us to show up on their doorstep with a bunch of wardens and maybe a wizard or two it can be construed as an act of war. And while we could probably take them, we really don't need any more wars in the magical, realms. Considering we're dealing with the red vampires right now, the Red Court.
Oh, yeah.
Could myself and the group I'm with, if we show up, she asked us to come. Could she be turning that somehow against us?
Well, no, if she invited you, then you're not going to be imposing upon her because she invited you to the mansion.
Okay.
So
Alright.
you should be clear. That shouldn't be considered any kind of, or couldn't be misconstrued of any kind of act of war. Shouldn't be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Look, it's late over here. There's a time difference between here and between where you are and the UK. So call later. Everything goes black.
2 hours.
I'm really
That-
tempted to
that's-
call him
that's-
right back.
That's an open invitation for you to call him later.
I know,
today.
that's
Like
exactly.
30 minutes.
I was going to do an hour, but 30 minutes is even better.
Because if you think about it, it's like, 6 hours ahead, and it's like 5 o'clock. It's just like 11 o'clock at night. And he's an old dude. So, yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to be texting Deacon FontainBleau the pictures.
Yes.
And I also want to look through them and see if I can find anything that looks like the new coin that we got from Abby.
You don't see, but there's a lot of pages that are almost illegible. Either they've been burned or, covered in water or other liquids. You're not really sure. You don't see the new coin until you get almost to about 2 or 3 steps 2 or 3 parts from the end, and the coin. You see the symbol, and the symbol is for Triptolemus, and the only reason you know it is because the symbol's the same, and you do see what looks like kind of this much of an arm and a scale, and then the rest of the page is gone. So that's about all you can see. So Triptolemus is the name of the fallen angel.
Oh. It's a little different flavor than the other blackened Denarians.
You're not real sure.
So
So are we going over
I'm
there?
gonna head over. I'm gonna head over
So,
to the Devanades. If you guys want to come with me,
weapons. I mean,
What's
do
up?
we still have weapons? Like, didn't we have like grenade launchers or something like
You
that?
did, but they had
yeah.
tear
gas.
gas. Yeah, that's all they did.
Yeah,
I mean,
tear
that's.
gas.
I'm sure wizards aren't very anti-tear gas. Like
Oh, they're
whatever.
gonna not like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
so,
nasty.
yeah, we might
It
want
may
to-
even work on Denarians. You're not sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
it's,
Yeah.
we didn't buy all this stuff to wear at once.
Yes,
You know,
that's-
this
you
isn't
know,
a prom dress.
I'll definitely put on
exactly.
my Darwin special as well.
Yeah.
I can
So is
try.
everybody going with me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Volt is itching for a fight.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna.
can tell. You look itchy.
I will.
I'm a doctor.
That's right, Dr. Bolt.
Make
I would
a
know.
round of holy water to give to everybody.
All right,
But like, look, I've never tried to do this before, but I can try to bless bullets if anybody's got.
sure.
Yes.
You probably take
I
the
don't
bullets
know.
and you cut across into the end, which makes them mushroom more. Which, if nothing else, you're going to have nice damage from that, and then probably anoint them with the holy water thing, and yeah,
Can you
Okay.
pour
then
the
load them back into the clip.
Didn't we put pour holy water on my sword before, or is it not necessary? Okay. So you can
Should I go? Yeah.
holy water my sword.
Your spear
You
can
blast a
blast.
magical bullet.
It's
That's what
already.
I'm saying, it's already,
It's
yeah.
already.
All right. Well,
Bless the lightning breath.
let's hop in the van.
Maybe I could do the brass
I
knuckles. I
assume
don't know.
Darwin's driving.
Yeah.
As
Are you
per
not
usual.
driving the van?
Yeah, I'll drive that.
He's usually the driver guy.
Okay.
Someone who took
If you guys-
driving, right?
Yeah, literally took driving.
Yeah.
All right, so you head over to the Devaney Mansion.
I guess I'll follow in my.
You could leave your car at her place and then ride in the van. I mean, up to you.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Just in case.
You follow along behind. Remember, it's about 5 or 6 o'clock now. The sun's beginning to go down.
I'm
yes.
gonna park a block away though,
Okay.
and then take flight.
Okay. So you take to the air. You guys are pulling up kind of slowly. Probably turn the lights off on the van so you can roll up quietly. You remember you're supposed to meet Bella there, so
Yeah.
you probably want to keep an eye out for her. You take to the air.
Watch out
The
for
sun's
Devaney
beginning to
anti-air
drip drift down. Nice sunset over the river. I need an alertness check from
There's a
you.
big map.
Cue the gargoyles intro music.
Oof. A 1.
Okay. You're flying overhead, kind of winging over, and out of the corner of your eye, you see something coming at you in the air really fast.
Okay.
And as you turn towards it, you see a man with these big bat shadow wings and a
Oh,
sword
there it
out
is.
comes spearing towards you. He is going to attack you. Make your athletics, or what are you going to do? Or fists?
Can I block with fists even though he's using a sword?
Probably not.
I have claws.
Oh, well, you can have your claws out and do
So-
it. Yeah,
Will that let me block with fists?
I'll let you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
You may
Just
lose a
extend
claw
your
or two.
claws out a little bit and just like
Well, hopefully they go back in.
Yeah, well, they will. They will.
Well, I guess I don't want to lose a claw or two, but
Mm.
I guess I just block with athletics or endurance, whichever one.
Athletics.
They're both the same, so
Yeah, athletics is what you do. Yeah.
okay. All right. Oof. So that's I'm gonna use might and conjunction.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Okay, he got a 5 as well, which means he tied you, so he wins.
Beats it.
So what happens is he comes flying toward you. He's got his sword out. At the last minute, he wraps his arms around you and smashes into you, and you feel like literally
he's gonna grapple me.
he's going to grapple you.
That's fucking
You really feel like you've been hit by a train.
Mm.
Okay, I mean, it's almost like he's made of stone, and you're kind of like, what the hell is this guy? At which point, the wings disappear, and you guys start plummeting to the ground.
Okay.
Okay. What you guys see is, and so you hit the ground, bam, together. Give me an endurance check. Okay.
As I see that, I told him anti-air wizards, man.
Anti-air missiles. Yeah. Ugh. I'm gonna use a fate point because I ain't going out like this.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Survival of the fittest.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that.
That works,
Attack
yeah.
that. And I guess I'm just gonna add a +2 to make this nil.
Okay.
So that give me a 6.
Okay. All right. So you hit the ground. You don't take any damage from it. You're kind of maybe winded just slightly, but you don't take any stress damage or anything like that. And as soon as you hit the ground, he kicks you into the side of a car, right? The car door goes crumple. You don't take any damage again because you're tough.
Mm-hmm.
And he stands up away from you. He stands up. Now, what you guys see is you're pulling up in the van, and all of a sudden, out of the sky, you see this shadowy shape hit the ground. Wham! It's hard enough to actually crack some of the already cracked concrete. The shapes kind of separate, and one of them kicks another one with wings into a car. You're pretty sure the person who got kicked into the car is Volt. The guy stands back and he pulls a sword and he goes, "Shoo, shoo, shoo, shoo. I'm going to enjoy this," he says, right?
All right, well, I'm going to crack neck. No, because,
Yeah.
you didn't make me bleed yet, boy.
All right. He's going to take a shot at you with the sword now.
Okay.
Okay. And you get to make an athletics or weapons check, whichever you prefer.
Do we recognize this figure at all?
Yeah, it's Nicodemus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 5.
Okay. You tied, which means he gets you
I'm like poo-poo.
for 2. Okay. So it's a 2 stress hit.
My Darwin special is 3.
Okay. So you take no damage. And he, you hit, it kind of skitters along the armor, and he takes a step back and says, this will be fun. Okay. Your turn to attack him if you want.
Mid-sentence, I want to...
Take a swing at it? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's going to be one of those, clawed
Yeah.
stab jab things.
Okay.
All right. I've rolled the same thing 3 times.
Okay.
Told
You're
you, your
consistent.
I get it from her.
Mhm.
All right, so
Yep.
that is
In college, people won't even let me touch their dice.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was,
7.
okay. So when you come in with a claw or
Mhm.
punch, you're going to punch him.
Well, I'm using fist regardless.
Right. Yeah. Whichever one you want to do.
Yeah,
What's your stylistically? What are you trying to
Yeah, well, I'm doing the...
do? Okay.
You know.
Oh, well, okay. Open-handed claw thing. All right.
Yeah.
When you do that, he takes his sword and swats your hand out of the way like that, and then kind of rolls to the side. And he's quick, and you're like, oh my gosh! I mean, you're not sure you fought anybody this quick before.
Mhm.
Even the white court vampires were kind of scary. Let's see. Now you guys see this going on in front of you. What do you want to do in the van? You probably want to stop the van so you don't run
I think
over.
we should go.
Oh, I mean, he could probably
assist
take it,
I
but
mean,
still.
I'll go for him.
Okay.
Go to help him, but
So here's my thing with the van. Talking about this. So coming up to the estate, we turned the lights off.
Right.
Because we want to be outside
Right.
and whatnot. And you said it's starting to get dark and whatnot.
Right. You still got some light because it's still kind of orange and purple in the sky. Yeah.
All right.
Pretty
and then we see the
They fall.
tussle,
Clunk, right.
and
They're in the middle of the street, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, I would just point the van to the location, turn the lights back on.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure how much longer the light will have out here, and I don't know how long this will take.
Good point.
So
Turn the headlights on.
from that point, please proceed, people.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He's stopping the van and turning the lights on. So the rest of you?
yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna get out of the van,
Okay.
and I know that. I assume that are the rest of you guys getting out of the van? Am I seeing that?
No, I will. As soon as I
Yeah.
get, like the seatbelt off.
So I'm gonna hop out of the van. I'm
Remember?
gonna go
30
Look
minutes ago, we
for
said we don't want to
Bella,
rush.
Devaney,
Okay.
while they.
We're in the street,
our
though.
plan.
We're
you
not.
stepped on
Yeah.
the sidewalk to look for her.
We should
Okay.
stop making those.
So I'm gonna say, hey guys, I'm gonna go look for Bella. You guys
Mhm.
take care of him.
Stay Stay safe. Stay close. Close, maybe. I don't know. Don't go too far.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Are you good?
Okay, I'm gonna rush Nicodemus.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a 4.
From the other end of the street, you see a pair of headlights coming towards you. Looks like it's going to run straight into the van. Okay.
Oh no!
So the athletics check was to roll out of the way of the other vehicle.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
So you roll out of the way of the other vehicle, and it's barreling straight towards you guys. You see this
me?
towards you and Nicodemus.
Okay.
Okay, and it's coming straight towards you. There's not a whole lot of area to get out of the way, but at the last minute, the car twitches to the side and smacks into Nicodemus. Wham! Okay, he gets hit by this. It looks like a kind of an SUV or something like that.
Huh.
And Nicodemus goes flying, okay? He smacks into the front of your van, okay? And actually, the front of the van goes crunch. And you're like,
How dare
what
he?
the hell? Yeah. And the car kind of skids to or the SUV that hit him kind of skids to a halt. And the door on the driver's side, well, actually, it's on the passenger side because it's on the wrong side. And Gabrielle Beaumont steps out. And he has no wounds whatsoever. He is completely healed. Yeah. And he walks up to Nicodemus, and Nicodemus sees him, and his eyes actually get big. And Gabriel walks up, and he's striding up to him, and he says, I told you last time this was my city, and you're not allowed here, or I'll take this back from you. And he reaches out and grabs, you realize Nicodemus has this noose around his neck, right? And he reaches down and grabs the noose and twists it like that. And immediately Nicodemus starts turning purple and doing this, and the wings start flapping around like that.
Why did we think of that?
Yeah.
And so he grabs it, starts pulling on
It was
it,
so
and
easy.
Nicodemus, not Nicodemus, Gabriel literally grabs Nicodemus and slings it over his shoulder like this to pull him, so it's really, really choking him. And he starts turning purple, and he's flailing around, and he doesn't seem like he can really, he's kind of swinging at Gabriel, but it's a really bad angle. And he looks terrified. He's just kind of doing this panic, trying to get loose. And about that time, you notice that you're looking for Bella, right? And you see Bella coming down the sidewalk towards you. And she says, Della, is that you?
Yes.
And these two little eyes pop up above hers, but they're flaming, okay? And she says, good. I've been wanting to get a chance at you. And you notice she turns into a woman made of flames.
Yay!
Okay?
Hey guys!
However, simultaneously with that, you also see behind her that there is a gentleman who immediately transforms into a obsidian creature with a scorpion tail, and also a woman made of stars.
Yay!
Okay, so you got the gang
the
here.
gang's all back.
Family's here.
And so, you see Gabriel Beaumont's got Nicodemus there, and he's holding him like this, and he finally says, you have one chance to leave now. And so he lets go of the noose, and Nicodemus just rabbits, gone. I mean, you've never seen anything move that quick. He is out of there. And then Gabriel turns around and he says, now, let's see what we can do about the rest of these folks.
I'm like,
Let's.
And we're going to end right there for the night. So.
Ah!
Yeah, okay.